What's good, YouTube? It's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul, and welcome to another video. Carrying on with that Logic 10.5 content. In this one, we're going to be talking all about Logic's step sequencer. To get things started, let's go ahead and bring in a drum kit here. Let's just bring in the first one in the list, the 808 Flex Kit. And I'm going to go ahead and create a pattern cell, which will be our step sequencer. Here it is in all of its glory. Now, Logic's step sequencer is a brand new editor designed for programming beats, bass lines, melodies, and effects as well. You can work with any kit or patch from the sound library as your sound source, and it essentially lets you quickly create beats by clicking steps on or off, but really you can really get intricate with it with the effects that you can adjust on each individual step, and we'll get to that in a moment. It works really good with Logic's Drum Machine Designer. It uses the same color scheme, icons, and names as the kit pieces. So as you see right here, our kicks are labeled and colored in purple. We got orange for our snares and claps, and our hi-hats are grouped. Everything is nicely color coordinated and just makes working with sounds a whole lot easier. So with that said, let's go ahead and just sketch out a quick beat from scratch. I'm going to start off by putting a kick right over there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in a snare, kick, and maybe we'll get a little bit fancy here and put in some claps. All right, so now we got a kick and a clap going on. Let's go ahead and drag in some hi-hats, just like that. So just like that, we got ourselves a sort of a rough sketch of a drum pattern that we can go ahead and start building from here. We can go ahead and change the length of this step sequencer pattern. Right now it's set to 16 steps. We can go ahead and change that to 32 steps, for instance. If I want to get that extra kick in there, just to create a little bit of a different vibe, we can. Now we can go ahead and change that to 64 steps as well, and we can get really crazy on our pattern, but let's leave it to 30-second steps for now. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and just take out a couple hi-hat hits here, just random ones. Let's go ahead and play. And the reason why I did that, because I want to show you that you can change the way the step sequencer plays back a row. So along this line right here, you can see every single row is being played in a forward fashion. So if you take a look at this square right here with the white outline, it's being played in a forward fashion. But I can take this and just create new quick patterns with already the patterns that I have written out. And I'm going to set this hi-hat to play backwards. And now watch what happens. It changes up that pattern. I can also go ahead and do it backwards and forwards. We can also go ahead and set it to random play, so it can play any one of this right here. It just definitely gives you a different vibe to your pattern. As I said earlier, you can go ahead and adjust some effects on each individual note or step. So if I hit this arrow icon right here next to the sound that I want to work with, I could go ahead and adjust its velocity, for instance, because right now it's sounding a little bit robotic and very static. So let's go ahead and give it some softer hits, harder hits, give it more of a human vibe. That's better like that. Now maybe we can go ahead and add in a note repeat since we got it right over here. Let's do like a quick repeat right over there. All right, so we are at random. Let's go ahead and just play it forward so we can see it right away play out. And then you can go ahead and add in more lanes right here to affect the sound. For example, the octave, the loop start time. We can change the way where it ends. So if I don't want it to play all the way for those full 32 steps, I can set it to the halfway point. And that will only play that section just for the hi-hat. Everything else will stay the same. All right, so let's say that we don't want to create a beat from scratch. Also included with Logic Step Sequencer is a pattern browser, which is really, really cool because we can quickly bring in patterns for bass, drums, or melodies. So let's go ahead and bring in a drum pattern here. Let's go to this drop it preset here. And you can go ahead and work with that drum pattern to your liking. Let's go ahead and create a new software instrument track here. And I'm going to bring in a piano, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and bring in another step sequencer pattern. And this time we're going to go ahead and bring in a melodic one. Let's bring in this one right here. And there's just pre-built melodies that you can use quickly. Let's say you don't like the song key that this is in, we can go ahead and change that as well. If we click this I right here, the inspector tab, we can change our pattern key to, let's say, a G natural minor scale, and you'll see the notes has changed. Let's say we don't like the octave that that's set in, we can go ahead and push that up or down an octave, but let's go ahead and just push that up one. And what's also really cool, if you work with similar patterns all the time, you can go ahead and save your own patterns into custom presets and templates, and you can just pull those in quickly to get hi-hat patterns, drums, or piano, whatever it is. You can go ahead and save yourself a pattern template if you use similar ones all the time. For myself, I'm probably going to go ahead and save in a lot of hi-hat patterns because I use very similar ones all the time. But now we can go ahead and just play those two together. And we just made a hit record very quickly, not even lifting our finger off of the mouse. We step input it in our drums, we got ourselves a pattern, melody pattern, and we are good to go. So that is Logic's Step Sequencer in a nutshell. If you do have any questions on this, we can go ahead and take this conversation and talk down below. If you do want to learn more about the other new features in the 10.5 Logic update, click the card in the top right hand corner of this video. It will be a playlist in which you can see everything that's new with Logic and how to use each one of those new features. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, remember, thumbs up and share this video, and of course hit that subscribe button for more good videos like this one. I'll talk to y'all soon. Later. Peace.